Hi, my name is Chris Ryan, and today we're looking at how you can use your trail hand and your trail wrist to help you control the club face better through the golf swing. So welcome to your Friday. This is where you can get involved and have your question answered. So if you've got a topic you would like me to cover, you've got a swing fault you'd like me to address, or whatever it may be, you can let me know in the comments box down below, or you can get in touch with me via Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whichever you like, and hopefully I can do a video to help you. Today is in response to a comment on last week's video from Michael Fairron, who is struggling with a push slice and wanted some ideas on how he can go about fixing that. Now, the difficulty with a push slice is that we can't really tell from the ball flight what the path of the golf club is. We can hit a push slice from pretty much any club path. What we do know, however, is that relative to that path, the face is excessively open, and that's what creates that left to right ball flight. A push slice would suggest that the ball is starting to the right of the target and then curving further to the right. Now, whenever we hear that term push slice or we see that type of shot, the club face is excessively open. That's why the ball starts so far to the right of target. So we're going to really address, for Michael, the club face, because if we can get the club face under control, whilst the ball flight may not be perfectly straight, it's definitely going to be a lot more controllable, and he's definitely going to be able to play more consistent golf and certainly more second shots from the fairway. So what we're really going to give Michael here is a couple of little checkpoints that he can think about during his golf swing, which are going to help him kind of control that club face a little bit better. What I really want you to think about, Michael, is your trail hand. Now, I'm assuming you're right-handed, you may not be, but let's assume you're right-handed. So for me, that's my right hand. And I want you to think about where your knuckles are relative to the back of your forearm. So if I hold my hand up in this position here, what I really want you to think about is pulling your knuckles back towards your forearm. So you can see that movement there. I'm really trying to work my knuckles back towards my forearm and putting as much bend as I can in that trail wrist. Now, I really want you to have that thought and that feeling down at what we call last parallel here. So if I take my setup and get myself roughly into a delivery position, and I'm just going to take my kind of lead hand off. Now, I've got some amount of bend in my right hand. If I was to work my knuckles away from my forearm, so the opposite to what we've asked you to do, you will notice how the club face starts to point more up towards the sky. This would be more open. So if I want to get that club face under control, or let's say less open, more closed, I need to feel that my knuckles on my trail hand are pulled back towards my forearm. That for me is doing two things. It's keeping some bend in my right wrist, which is keeping the club head nicely back from my hands. It's not letting the club kind of pass my hands too early, but it's also keeping the club face under control. Now, if we can control the trail wrist, we're probably also going to find that we control the lead wrist. And your wrist angles, so the position that you have your wrists in through the golf swing, is probably going to be the one thing that really starts to improve that ball flight for you and gives you more control over that club face. So how are we going to implement this into a swing? Well, what we're going to get you to do is take your starting position up to the top and hold it, and just work that club down to last parallel, trying to pull those knuckles as much back as you can to your forearm. That club face for me would be a little bit too close, but that's a great feeling for you and a great position for you to hit if you're hitting that push slice, and I'm guessing that's really starting to sort of get into your game now, and it's making it more difficult for you to score. So really, really simple. From the top down to here, get the knuckles closer to your right forearm. You may well find that that feeling will actually help you a little bit at the top as well. Again, if those knuckles pull away from that forearm, we're going to get that club face open. So that feeling you can have almost from the top right the way through down to here. Then you can start to release that club through, and I think that's going to give you a lot more control over the club face. We could then start to look at the path from there, but I think really the thing that we need to focus on is the club face. That's going to give you more consistent drives. Right, let me hit one and see if I can control that club face and put this ball in that fairway. Okay, it's probably just missed the fairway on the left, so that would be a really good indication that the club face, certainly wasn't open. If anything, it would have been slightly closed to my path. And for you, Michael, that's a great feeling. If you can start to get that ball moving right to left in the air, that's a great sign that you're getting some better control of that club face. Hopefully that helps, and anybody else out there struggling with that sort of push slice, which many golfers do. Really destructive, hard to score when you're missing the fairway so far on the right hand side. Thanks for watching. Usual stuff is down below, comments box, like button and the subscribe link. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and click that link. Videos coming each Monday, Wednesday and Friday, hopefully helping you play some better golf. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.